Everybody got something?
Beer.
Bourbon.
Cracked open this bottle of scotch I've been saving for a special occasion.
Still nursing, so peppermint tea for me.
Some kind of peppermint schnapps somebody left at my house.
How seasonal the two of you are.
Holidays aren't the holidays without a little suffering.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
You only think that because you can't smell it.
There is no such thing as unloved booze during the month of December.
I always thought there should be a table of misfit booze at every holiday party. Like everyone brings a bottle of something they want to drink and something that's been gathering dust in the pantry, like a bottle of Sambuca or something.
That Greek stuff. Metaxa.
Fucking Jägermeister.
Any kind of schnapps.
Absinthe. Everyone says they like it just to be cool. No one actually drinks it.
And you know what? I really like Sambuca. You know, throw a couple of espresso beans in there. It's a lovely way to end a good meal.
Youthful ignorance and family traditions will often make you stomach some heinous shit. In fact, they may even convince you that you enjoy it. Point of fact, before I knew better, I actually used to drink Jägermeister.
I don't like any of the booze mentioned so far, but I'm telling you, the second I'm done breastfeeding, I'll happily give all those misfits a proper home.
Have any of you been thinking about Brooklyn recently?
I'm thinking about the bar.
Me too. I miss bars in general, but that one in particular.
You don't miss Brooklyn?
Which Brooklyn? The one before it was hip? The hip one? The post-hip insufferable one?
There's something worth loving about every version of Brooklyn, I think.
I think love's the wrong word.
Too strong?
It's just not complex enough.
To eternally unlovable Brooklyn, may it forever be in our hearts.
Here, here.
I wish we were together tonight.
We are together.
Not like this. I mean, in a room.
That's not our world right now.
I know.
People move on. They pass through.
I mean, at least we have phones and screens. Imagine if we had to write letters.
I love you all, but that would never happen. It took 3 months of emails and texts to set this call up.
How the fuck did we manage to meet up at the bar almost every night?
That was a lifetime ago.
It was at most 5 years.
We live in an accelerated world.
I don't like that. I don't want it to be 5 years or 10 years. I didn't even like it when it was 5 or 10 miles.
We end up where we end up.
That's not true. We make choices.
Some of us do, yeah.
Well, I know I didn't. I left home for a reason, and I did not expect to be back here.
And why exactly did you leave home?
Because it's a town outside of Rochester. And it's in the middle of nowhere, if the middle of nowhere was a polyp in the asshole of the universe. When I fled to Brooklyn, I did not expect to be back here.
How are your parents?
Well, how's the old joke go? They're still alive and dying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay, thanks. It's hard, yeah. It's hard to have sympathy and empathy for people who so thoroughly lacked both when they were stronger. Hard to watch them wither away, hard to know what to feel. But I got what? 20 years of the life I wanted? Lots of people I grew up with didn't even get a fraction of that.
And you'll get your life back again. The world loves a good second act.
What am I supposed to do? Move to a new city? Move back to Brooklyn? Find a new group of friends? I'm too old for that now.
You're 46.
Exactly. You don't make new friends at my age. That's why you have to fight for the ones you have.
You don't have to fight for us.
Yeah, he does. Like what? It's the truth. Friends pass through. It's what they do. There's no permanence anymore. Right? We all thought that bar in Brooklyn was home, but it wasn't. We passed through it. And now we're here in this virtual space, and it should be easier to connect, right? We don't have to put on pants, but we still can't find an hour.
I can find an hour.
I'm wearing pants.
Really cynical of you, Cole.
But it's not. And look, I'm not looking to shame anybody here, but we need to be honest. We left. We passed through a very specific moment in time, and that's it. It's over.
No one's saying that we have to go back. We're saying that we can start something new. New traditions happen all the time.
Yeah, but not between friends. Friends don't retether themselves to each other. Friends just, drift.
Do you not want to do this anymore? I mean, do you not want to try?
Everything in life is already difficult enough. Why add one more impossible responsibility?
Fuck you, Cole. I have to be responsible to people I don't give a shit about. So you damn well better believe that I'll be responsible to the people I love. And if that means that one by one you all drop off and years from now I'm the only one left on this Zoom call, that's fine. Because I have the hope that you'll all drift back eventually. It's the one hope I have in the world. And I'm damn well going to hold on to it.
Sometimes there's just this pull towards something. I don't know. Something that drags you out of the orbit of your friends. And you think, yeah, it's no big deal. I went from Staten Island to Manhattan to Brooklyn to Staten Island to New Jersey to deeper into Jersey. And you keep thinking, it's not that far. It's not that far. I'll have more space if I make this move. I'll even have more space if I make the next one. I'll have more money and more space and more time and no one to spend any of it with.
Yeah. Or someone tells you to come out to LA because, why does anyone move to LA? And then that doesn't work. So then you move up to Lancaster because, hey, that's only 60 miles outside of LA. And so what is that? 2 hours with LA traffic? And then suddenly 2 hours gets to be too long to drive for more risk, no reward.
And sometimes it's just that the corporate office is in Connecticut. So you just move outside of Norwalk to live in a nothing town with no one because somehow being close to corporate is important.
Sometimes you leave because everyone else's choices just make you sad.
Sometimes you leave because everyone else left. And you don't want to go back to the same old places alone. I mean, isn't that always the saddest image? The last one left at the bar. The guy that puts the chairs on the tables and turns off the lights. I went to the bar alone just once, and it was full of people that, I kind of knew. And I made small talk with Eric, the bartender, and, he kind of knew who I was. I walked outside, and I realized that with all of you gone, Brooklyn was full of people I kind of knew. And if that's your life, then does it really matter where you live?
I told myself I was coming out here to raise a family. That hasn't happened yet. And I told myself that I was going to invite all of you out here for barbecues and the holiday parties. But there was always an excuse and always a reason to feel shitty about that excuse.
Okay. I'm sitting here on this call, drinking this scotch that I made a big deal of getting up and pouring, but is in reality my fourth scotch of the night, because there are no more special occasions worth saving anything for. And I'm asking seriously, can we fix this? Can we make each other a part of our lives again, even just through Zoom? I'm asking this because it's just a little bit more dignified than begging for it.
I'm asking along with you, Connor. And if you feel like you have to beg for it, I'll beg with you. Our lives are definitely more cluttered than they were back then. But are they happier? Are they better than they were in Brooklyn?
Not significantly, no.
There are no decent bars or regulars in Connecticut, so nope, not at all.
Well, at least back in Brooklyn, I'd have you all to come see my band.
Yeah. And let me tell you, that was an act of love, not taste.
Yes. My life is better. And I don't mean it's because of the lack of you, not at all. I miss you. But I'm not going to pretend that I'm miserable just to make this sadness unanimous. I have a family now, and do I wish I could have a family in Brooklyn with all of you there? Yes. But that's not the way it worked out. And do I think that we can be consistent in connecting and staying close? No. But I don't mind that. I like losing touch and eventually reconnecting. I like that friends can be rediscovered. Like going through an old box at the back of a closet and finding something that you loved so fiercely once. And you now love so fiercely again. But only briefly. So I can't promise I'll be able to do it, but I'll try.
I want to be mad at that. But I don't think I can reasonably ask for more. I'll accept you trying, Dana. If it's a sincere try.
The sincerest.
Okay. Do we want to be bold and try to put a date on the calendar right now?
Let's be bold. Let's dare it.
Okay. I know it's soon, but if we don't make it a habit, it'll never stick. Do we want to do a Zoom brunch on New Year's Day?
Ooh.
God, are we really those kind of people?
Yes, we are. And the sooner you accept it, the better.
If called upon to, I can drink before noon, for the good of the friendship.
And I've got a frittata recipe I've been waiting to try.
And I'm just going to sit in front of this laptop until then.
Okay. That's settled. And Dana, you can show up or not, whatever works. Just know that we're always going to be here, lurking in a box in the back of your closet, which as a metaphor now sounds a lot creepier than it did when you used it.
Jordan, I'll always be happy to stumble across you unexpectedly.
Well, on that note, it's getting late. Merry fucking Christmas, everyone.
Merry fucking Christmas, everyone.
Merry
fucking
fucking Christmas.
Dana, can you stay for a minute?
Not really.
Please?
I have a baby, Jana.
I mean, who's asleep? It's midnight.
You have until I hear him cry.
Sounds like the name of a novel.
You should write it.
I can't do anything like that.
You've always been more creative than your life allowed you to be.
What's that supposed to mean?
Whatever you want it to mean.
And I want this group to work out. I want it to be a thing.
So do I. But then I've wanted a lot of things I didn't get.
Dana, it was just one night.
No, Jana. It was not just one night. It was the 100 nights leading up to it. It was the 100 conversations that lasted till 3 a.m. It was the potential for a life together. It was the 101 nights. And then it was the 100 nights of heartbreak after.
Oh, good. Some of you are still here.
Roger. Hi, we assumed that you weren't going to join us.
And that's not a judgment of any kind.
We're all busy and you have a family.
My mom died.
I'm so sorry. Is there...
I'm sorry to just blurt that out. I mean, is there a way of inserting dead mother into a conversation that isn't tactless?
You don't have to apologize for being tactless.
Yeah, I mean, we're here to listen. Whatever way you want to talk to us is fine.
It's what I've been dealing with since last night, and it's like you're swept up in like a funnel of wreckage, like when a bomb goes off and a cloud of smoke and debris chases people down the street. It's like that. Everything in the last 24 hours has moved so fast. Phone calls and plans and more phone calls and new plans, and it's just pieces of your life coming at you from everywhere, and then all of a sudden it's quiet for a moment and you're standing in a room and you don't know how you got there and you don't even know what room it is. Like there's been a secret room in your house this whole time, and just as you start to reorient yourself, it all crashes back and you're swept up again. So yeah. Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas, Roger. I just wish everyone else was still on.
It's fine. It's fine. I can't stay on for too long anyway. I'm just happy to see you two. I can't really express how much it means that I was able to reach out like into the ether at midnight on Christmas Eve, and there you two are. I could see your faces. I haven't cried yet. I may cry now. I have to open presents with my kids tomorrow morning. There are presents from Grandma under the tree. I have no idea what that's going to be like.
They're going to be fine. I mean, it'll be kind of like what you're going through right now. There'll be moments of joy because it's Christmas, and moments of tremendous sadness. And they won't know how they got from one moment to the other. You and Joni just have to be there with them. Let them be sad when they're sad. Have fun with them when they're joyful.
When do you fly out to Buffalo?
Day after Christmas. My brother's out there now taking care of paperwork and starting to clean out the house.
Oh God, is James up there alone?
Heather is there with him.
Aren't they divorced?
Separated.
That can't be fun.
No, I can't imagine it is, but Heather's a good person. She really felt like she needed to be there with him, and I'll be there soon with Joni and the kids. Hopefully we'll all be one big distraction for each other.
If you need another distraction, on New Year's Day, we're all meeting for a Zoom brunch, which is like a thing people do now, I guess.
At this point, I'll take any connection I can get.
Yeah, me too. The technology of it all doesn't bother me. Like, in fact, I can't say it's made connecting any more difficult than it already was.
I feel like everyone I love that dies in winter. In college, I wrote a poem about my grandfather, and it was about him being at the end of his life and people worrying that the ground was going to freeze. So they started digging the grave before he died. And the last lines were, I can't help but think we should be in a bar together. Your large hands closing around a glass of whiskey that I would pour out to soften the ground if need be. I can't help but think that we should all be in a bar in Brooklyn on Christmas Eve. I can't help but think that we should be toasting, and I should be telling stories about her. And I believe that a good glass of whiskey could soften everything right now. I love you both.
I love you, Roger.
Love you.
Thank you for this. Thank you. Thank you for being the last two left at closing time. I'm gonna go crawl into bed, and be sure to send me that brunch invite. And, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Poor Roger. I can't believe that.
No, it's so sad.
You broke my heart.
I know. I was a coward.
I know.
Is that why you were the first person to leave the group?
Yes.
Kind of set off a chain reaction there, didn't you?
I suppose.
And now we're all gone and miles apart, and our lives push us just further and further away. We just keep disappearing from each other's lives.
It happens. Even with people you love. Like drawing a heart on a foggy window.
You have a family now.
Yes, I do.
I wish I was part of it, or I wish I was part of something.
Any group can become a family. You just have to be willing to fight for it.
I will. I want to. What about you?
I believe I have a little fight left in me.
I couldn't ask for a better Christmas present.
Have a good holiday, Jana.
Me too. I'll see you on the 1st.
Yes, you will.